Hello everyone, Clint here. Hope everybody's doing great today. Today I want to talk about the Galaxy Ring specifically. I got this on launch time. I've been wearing it ever since, but it's not really a review. I just want to talk about a couple specific things they don't tell you, or you probably not have heard of, specifically on this particular device itself. And we're going to start with the number one, and that is the fit of this guy. So this thing is super, super light, feather light. Like you will not feel it weight wise whatsoever. Like they did a great job on that. I still don't know how they specifically did that, but the titanium on here is super light. All the sensors in here are super light. What you do is you get a sizing ring, and then you decide specifically what finger you want to put it on, and you can put it on any finger you want. Then you can wear it on that finger that you have chosen, and then that's pretty much it. Fortunately for me, believe it or not, this one fits my index finger and my middle finger, and I seem to have settled in on the left index finger. One thing they don't tell you, and maybe you already know this, and maybe I didn't know this, but if you don't normally wear a ring per se, it takes a long ass time to get used to wearing a ring. Now, you might not be able to feel this like weight wise, like you can't tell it's really on there, but you can feel it like all the time. It took me, significantly longer than I thought to get used to wearing this particular ring, and that was it being on my finger. Like you feel it constantly. Like even now, it's been a couple months, I still feel it all the time. And I'm assuming after a certain amount of time I will completely get used to that guy. But man, my finger swelled up, went back down, swelled up, went back down. It was nuts. But if you wear rings all the time, then I guess you probably wouldn't even notice it. But if you don't wear a ring all the time, I'm just warning you now, it's going to take a minute to get used to wearing that. The second thing that you probably didn't tell you is this does have a specific way to wear that ring. I'm sure they told you that. This here at the bottom right here, you're going to see this right here. And I do like how these stick out here, and it gives you some kind of feeling for that. And then there's also like a little mark right here, a little raised area that helps you line it up with the center of the bottom of your finger. What this ends up doing to you is what you don't realize is happening is you become a fidget master, and this becomes like a fidget spinner, I'm telling you, because you're constantly feeling to make sure that ring is on there throughout the day. And you can kind of feel it a little bit when it goes off to the side like that. But you're constantly feeling that like throughout the day. I'm always like trying to adjust this guy real quick, feeling for that little dot. I find myself throughout the day constantly feeling for that little guy to make sure it's in there. It doesn't spin very often. I'm telling you, it actually stays in place most of the time. But I do feel it, and I always want to make sure it's in the right spot because, we spent money on this guy. We want to get good data on this thing real quick, but you end up being a goofball, and you're constantly feeling for that, either feeling for that dot or you're feeling for those bumps inside there to make sure they are lined up pretty good. Now, obviously, when you're sleeping, you don't fidget with it, but when you wake up in the morning, that's one of the first things I do, and I don't even realize I'm doing it, is checking the fit of my ring. Now, I leave this thing on all the time. So shower, washing my hands. I started out taking it off when I wash my hands because it does get slippery, obviously, when you got some soap and water in action going in there. But the other thing they don't tell you is, yeah, you take it off and you set it down, and when you're not wearing or used to wearing a ring, you will walk out of the bathroom with that, which is okay if you're at home, I guess. But when I'm at the gym and I'm washing my hands up after I finish up, I would take it off, set it down, wash my hands, and then I'm not in the habit of having that ring on, and off I go, and I leave my $400 ring sitting on the counter, and I notice it when I go to do that fidgety thing. I'm like, oh crap, there's no ring there. I got to go back in to the gym and pray to goodness that no one has taken that ring and done something with it. So That is not good. So then I started going and I would take it off and then stick it right in my mouth and hold it in my mouth while I wash my hands. And then I realize I'm washing my hands because they're dirty. And this guy's been on my ring, my finger, and it's probably dirty and I'm shoving it in my mouth. Not a good idea either. So I just come to the conclusion, I just leave it on and it doesn't fall off actually. I mean, as you can see, I got to pull it off pretty decently to get it off. Depending on your fit, I just leave it on all the darn time. And I will say, once your hand's wet, this thing spins around quite easily. And then you start doing that fidgety thing till your hand's dried off and making sure it stays in the right spot. So super crazy. So another thing that you probably didn't hear about specifically is the ability to reset this guy is super easy. Super easy because I know this is a problem that I have, other people might not have, but I'm switching phones all the darn time, and I usually want my devices attached to the phone that I'm using all the time, and I usually just drop this in here. To switch this is super easy, and I was a little worried because I'm used to a watch here, right? Now, when you go to switch your watch, the first time you make the switch is good to go, but if you go to switch back to the same phone that you switched to already, you're doing a hard reset on this guy, and that is not fun, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So to switch this guy here really easily, all you got to do is put it back in the case, which, by the way, this case is phenomenal. All I do is take this case with me when I travel, and it's great. Great design. This removable battery case, it is great. And then all you got to do is, once you have that on there, you just go open up the ring settings, and then there's a reset button, and that's it. You push that reset and it is reset, ready to go, and it starts to go pairing back to a phone that it wants to do. It is really great. I've probably done it 6 times, and I'm not joking. I've probably moved this from phone to phone 6 different times. Excellent. I really like that a lot. All I would recommend is you sync everything up, sync it to the cloud, sync your Samsung stuff to your other device, make sure all the data's in there, and then reset your ring, redo it to your phone. It's super fast. It takes like a minute, and I am back in business there. Really good. So really like that. Another thing that they don't tell you, one of the reasons why I got this ring specifically is because I switch watches so often, which means I don't have a good central idea of my sleep and my steps and all that good stuff. I know a lot of people will wear 2 watches. I will not wear 2 watches. Just don't. I will wear 2 watches when I'm testing them for you guys, but just on a day-to-day, I'm not wearing 2 watches. So I wanted a ring that connects, that I'm going to leave on all the time. And I do. I leave this ring on all the time. So the best part about that is I always get a good step count. I know what my step count is no matter what watch I'm wearing, whether I'm wearing an Apple Watch or anything really. I always have a good step count. I always know my sleep, and I'm always getting an energy score, which is also great. It's one of the reasons why I like the ring. However, what they don't tell you specifically is on the energy score, it looks at a couple different things here, and that is your sleep time average, sleep time consistency, bed white time consistency, sleep timing, and then this is the one here, the previous day activity is off red for me all the time, and that's because I switch watches, so I don't have a workout specifically in the app, and so it doesn't know I actually did a workout, which I do a workout pretty much every day, and so it thinks I was a sloth and didn't do crap, and is just basing this off of my steps, which may not be, if I don't run, will not be accurate per se. So unfortunately, I'm not sure exactly how accurate my energy score is every day, day to day, because I don't often have a previous day activity. So that's a bummer. But if you're not like me and switching watches constantly, then you're not going to care. As long as you're wearing a Galaxy watch, it's going to get your workout in there. Now, of course, you can start a workout on your phone, which will then take the data from your ring for the workout, which is awesome, great. However, My problem also is, again, I might take this watch, this phone into the gym with me. Whatever watch I'm wearing is usually the one, and I have different watches paired to different phones. And so I might not be even have the phone that's connected to the ring itself. So I can't really just start a workout on my phone and let the ring do that. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm still trying to work out how that's specifically going to work out for me using Health Connect when I'm doing any kind of Android watch. That usually does the trick for me. If I can get the back end to sync back up with Samsung Health, that does the trick for me. I just got to make sure that works okay. However, if I'm wearing my Apple Watch, it does not do that, and so therefore it is a hosed up situation. So, anyways, just wanted to talk just about a few things you might not have known about the Samsung Galaxy Ring. We can talk about the ring itself if you want me to do a full review on it. As you can tell, mine is beat to crap. I did not do a good job of protecting my ring from stuff because I don't take it off, which is not necessarily a recommendation I would have for you. So if you would like to see some reviews of that, maybe some comparisons, the step count compared to other watches, other devices, cool stuff like that, let me know. I've had it for a long time. Like I said, the reason why I bought it, really not to make videos on it, but to keep my fitness kind of in the same spot all the time. Anyways, let me know. See you on the next one.